Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be reorganizing my bookshelves. My bookshelves have been so disorganized for so long. It's because I've been buying a lot of books, I've been unhauling a lot of books, and I haven't been organizing them at all. Don't look, it's spoiler, I've organized it and I just filmed the intro and the outro afterwards, but do not fret. I will talk you through all individual shelves and I will reorganize it with you. And yeah, I think without further ado, I'm gonna just jump into reorganizing my bookshelves. Let's do it. So before we start with the bookshelf reorganization, I went through my bookshelves and I want to do some unhaul. So I will show you. Honestly, this is quite a big unhaul. The pile is in front of me, that's why I'm looking down. But let me just get into it. I don't know how many books in the end, but I shall show you each of the books that I unhaul. So first one, I have John Grisham, The Firm. I think we got this thrifted somewhere because I was interested in reading John Grisham's books, but it's been quite a few years later and I still have not read it. And there are a few more of John Grisham's books. So yeah, the next book I would like to unhaul is Normal People by Sally Rooney. I actually did not enjoy this book whatsoever, so I decided, you know what, let's just unhaul it because I will never read it again and it's not one of my favorites. I know a lot of people love this, but I don't know why, I just didn't like it as much. So I decided to unhaul it, and maybe this book can go to someone who will love it more than I do. And this is one of my first 2-star reads ever, I think. It's Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. I just don't see the message behind it. I don't understand what the author is trying to say with this story. It is such a short book. I don't know. I was just not into it, I guess. But yeah, this book I just read in December. I did not like it and I want to be more cutthroat with my collection, I guess, of books. So I decided to do quite a cutthroat unhaul. So this book, even though I really love the cover, I decided, you know what, never read it again because it's a mystery book. I already know what it's all about and I don't know. I will just pick up another Christmassy ones and hope that it could be a good cozy one. I think it just served its purpose and I don't have any desire to reread it or keep it in my collection, so I decided to unhaul it. This one is Damn Good Advice by George Lewis. I read another book sort of similar to this cover and I loved, but this one specifically I just did not really care about, and if it's a non-fiction book and I don't really care about it, I don't think I would ever keep it, honestly. So I decided to just unhaul this. And I read Kingdom of the Wicked this year and I did not really enjoy it and I didn't understand really the hype. Yes, I understand the appeal of it, but honestly not really into the story or anything like that. And I heard the third book is even more questionable than the first and the second, so I decided to unhaul the first one. And I read this one, but I have not read Kingdom of the Cursed. But I don't think I have any desires to continue this series, so I decided, you know what, let's unhaul it. And plus, if I were to keep this series, I think I would still unhaul one of them because one of them is in the tall paperback form and one is short. I think I will choose one and stick with that style instead of having 2 styles like this. So yeah, and then I decided to unhaul 2 of the novellas from the Shadow Me series. I read the whole Shadow Me series last year and honestly I find it interesting, and if I were to read it back in the days I probably would love it, but I don't care about the novellas at all because it did not bring any new information for me, I guess, to the story. So I think I would just stick to keeping the main books, even though I have Believe Me, which is I think the last novella in the series, but I just really like that novella because it's quite like a happy ending and like a good tie-up for the whole series, I guess. And then I have 2 books from a series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I sold most of it the last time I unhauled books, and this too did not accept for some reason, and then I decided to try and donate it, and they accepted it. So this is the Austere Academy and the Hostile Hospital. So yeah, I had a fond memory of reading all this, but I don't think I need it in my collection whatsoever, so I decided to just donate them all. So the next one is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laura Gilmore. I know this book is very popular right now. It's just that I didn't enjoy it at all, and it's so I don't know. I did not enjoy it. I did not see the tension between the characters. I did not even like the love story. The only thing I like about this book is how Gilmore Girls vibe it is, and how like quaint the small town is. I don't know if I will be picking up the next books that she has. I think it's like something with blueberry, strawberry, a bluebell, strawberry, or something like that. And I would be intrigued if this book is actually quite decent. But this book, I don't want to be too mean, but I don't think it's just my cup of tea, I guess. The two books that I have next is from Agatha Christie. One is Hercule Poirot's Christmas and Peril at End House. I don't know, I keep trying to read Agatha Christie's books. I don't know if I'm not a mystery girl or I'm just not into the specific mystery books. So I decided to donate them all, even though the cover is actually quite stunning, and if you put it side by side, it's actually quite gorgeous. And at one point in my life I wanted to read all of her books, but I don't know, I don't think it's like her writing style is just the genre of books that I like. So continuing, I have Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I have this book, I think one of the oldest book that I pick up in my TBR and still have not read up to this point, but I just think I will never pick it up. I have no desire at this moment to pick this book up, so I decided, you know what, someone will love it more than I do. And Kazuo Ishiguro is pretty famous, so I know that a lot of people will love this. And then I have the first book of Harry Potter. It's because I only bought the first book and I want to read the whole series this year, and that's why I decided to donate this one and buy the whole box set instead. I adore this book and I would definitely love it in my collection. I'm waiting for the right moment to buy the whole box set kind of thing. So yeah, that's that. And then I have The Long Game by Elena Armas. I loved The Spanish Love Deception, and it's definitely one of the top romance books that I really love and I would always recommend. And other book that she came out with was Meh, and I thought, okay, you know what, The Long Game will probably be epic, and I actually did not really enjoy it at all, so that's why I'm donating it. But her third book in the series, I think, which is The Fiancé Dilemma, I really love that one as well. So I don't know, something about this I just didn't enjoy. So yeah, last book I have in this pile, I have another pile beside me, is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I guess I enjoyed this, but a lot of people raved about this book. I feel like it is interesting. It is definitely make you think a little bit more. The book has a really good message, but I think it doesn't resonate with me, and I don't think I would ever read it, and I don't care having it in my collection, so I decided to just unhaul it. So that's the first pile that I have more over here, so I'm just gonna go through it really quickly now. I have Sylvia Day, Bared to You. I have Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's all just because it's a tall paperback, so I decided to donate it and buy the short one. I have They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. Vow of Thieves. I read Dance of Thieves and I didn't really enjoy it that much, so I decided to say goodbye to this one because I don't think I will ever pick it up. I have The Brothers Hawthorne. I think at that time I enjoyed it, but I don't care of having this in my collection, and although it has like sprayed edges, I didn't really care for it, so yeah, unhauling this. Another John Grisham book, which is The Pelican Brief. My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. Stephen King's The Drawing of the Three. Cassandra Clare's City of Bones. I have multiple copies of this, and I don't need multiple copies of this series, so donating. this specific copy. Same with City of Glass. I have the paperback, the shiny paperback version. I don't need the hardcovers, so yeah, donating this. I have the fourth book in a series of unfortunate events, which is The Miserable Mill. I have The Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. It's all just because I don't like this cover. I will read it. I would rather have the other cover, so I decided to unhaul it. I have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I like it, but I don't really have the need or the desire to keep it in my collection, so yeah. Second to last book, I have The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. And the last one is Still Me by Jojo Moye. That's all the books that I'm unhauling. I have quite a few. I know I haven't done this book unhaul thing for quite a while, and I've been collecting so many books since then. So yeah, pretty much my goal in having books of having my own library is to showcase all the books that I love and adore, and I don't want to have books that I really just don't care to have there. Yes, it can be like, I don't know, it can fill up spaces, but I would rather have too much space than it being filled with the books that I don't really care about. So that's the unhaul section. So let's get into organizing my bookshelves a little bit. So before we start, I think I'm just gonna tell you what my plan of actions are, because, and also don't mind the lighting. I think it will change throughout the video because, or throughout this clip at least, because it is, I think, 4 p.m. and it is when it's gonna go dark, or like I think in half an hour it'll go dark, so the lighting will change and everything will change. But anyway, going back, pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, oh, another thing. The clip before this I forgot to film, and I already did it, which is picking off books that I think I would not enjoy anymore, slash that will be in my book unhaul list this time around. And I have filmed the update, but after this you will see a clip of me talking through all my unhauls, just because I feel like it's so interesting anyway to know what people are unhauling anyway. So I will do that. But so plan of action is to take everything down. I'm gonna leave those 4, let me move you. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 shelf, I'm gonna put it on the table, the mini table that I have over there, to just have it organized, and we can see what we will do, and then we will see how we will organize the books into the shelves. So I think before it takes too long, I think this will take me hours anyway, so yeah, but it's gonna be fun few hours. So let's just get into it and start taking off the books from the shelves. Also, if you guys are wondering, before I start, I will be watching Gilmore Girls. I know it's January and it's not really Gilmore Girls vibe, but I am second to last season in, so I wanna just binge it a little bit. So yeah, I'll be doing that. So before we continue, the shelves are empty and now it's time for me to reorganize it. I have made a little plan that hopefully will work. I will just take you, I think, shelf by shelf. But before that, I will show you how many books I have. So pretty much this is what it looks like. I have so many, considering this is like so many, and the piles are so deep slash so tall. Look at that. Look at that. I know I have over 200 books, but this is quite unnecessary. But yeah, so that was the books. I will just start putting things back to to the shelf. We do the shelves one by one. Let's do this. So, Finally, I'm done. This is like, I don't know, 4 hours later. But I'm here to show you briefly how I reorganize the books in my bookshelf. So I will just show you up close what I did, and then we can get into talking about the book unhaul, and then yeah, that's the video. But let's get into talking about my bookshelves. So over here in the far left corner of my bookshelf, I just have my knickknacks, I would say. Here is just the collection that I have, which is bookmarks and tabs and everything. So this is my reading supply. I have V.E. Schwab's The Invisible Life of Ada LaRue because it's one of my favorite books ever. So I put it there, and then I have a few candles over here and just my little kitty lamp over there. So this is directly beside it. I know you don't see anything because of the plants, so I will just move it a little bit. I am looking for a more, I don't know, less bushy plant, I want to say. So that's that. But as in for now, I think this works. So I have the Infernal Devices over here, and I have the Mortal Instruments series, and I got into Pokemon pack opening recently. So this is one of the cards that I got, and I found the bear really cute. That's why I sleeved it and just put it over here because it is quite adorable. In this shelf, I just have a random sorts of thing. All the theme of this shelf is pretty much just hardcover. I have my big hardcover, and then I have like a smaller hardcover over here, which is the Lightlark series. And yeah, Fourth Wing, and just some taller books pretty much. Moving on beside it, I know it's really difficult to see, but okay, it's really difficult to see, but I think you guys can see it. It is the Akatar series. Since doing the unhaul, I just have so much space in my bookshelf. Not that I'm gonna fill it out fast, but I will keep it in mind for sure that I still have space, which is really nice than running out of space. So yeah, I have the Akatar series over here. Moving on to the next one, it's the rainbow shelf. So I just really love when one of my shelf has like a color theme kind of thing, because I really would like to try with other colors, but I have not fully committed on it yet, besides like rainbow slash what you will see after, like soon, which is black, red and white, and full black. So yeah, I'm still thinking about how I just do blues or pinks or purples, or even combine all of them together. So maybe my next shelf reorganization, because I reorganize my shelf really often anyway. So yeah, I thought this would be a good start, and then throughout the year I can see what I feel like is working for me and what I feel like is not working for me. So moving on to the next shelf, I have my romance shelf. This is by no means is my favorite romances or romance books ever. Obviously, Yours Truly over there and Love and Other Words are like one of my top favorite romance books ever. I would love to have one shelf where it's like dedicated to all my favorite books, I guess, but like through genre and sorted through genre, but I don't think I have enough to make that kind of shelf yet. But anyway, in this shelf you can see the Abby Jimenez's The Part of Your World series. We have over here the Chestnut Spring series. I have that. Moving on to the next one, I have my other color themed shelf, which is black, white and red. And I really love this color scheme because it's so strong and it's so just really nice to look at. I don't know if I like the order of the books yet, but so far as a color scheme, I really am into this shelf. And then I have Vicious on display by V.E. Schwab because one of my favorite books for sure. Moving on to the next one, I have my TBR shelf, which means it's the books that I want to read ASAP / this month. So yeah, I have When the Moon Hatched, The Final Empire, Binding 13, Invisible Women, and Orbital. I have more books obviously in my TBR, but I've been reading them, so they're like scattered around my place. That's that. Moving on. This shelf is also, I would say, a random shelf. I just have the Throne of Glass series and whatever I think fit Throne of Glass, really. I just put it in here. I'm not really happy with my choice of books here, but it's really difficult to pair things up with the Throne of Glass series. So I just put From Blood and Ash and the Starless Sea, which does not really match at all with Throne of Glass, but I think the color scheme kind of matches. So I just put it in there for now. Now moving on to the shelf underneath this. This shelf just includes of my Brandon Sanderson books. I think this is the Way of Kings series. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I have all 6 books from the charity shop, and I thought, I haven't read any of them, so I'm really intrigued in what I think of them, and I thought I should put it on display to just make me more excited in reading them. And then I also have the whole Lord of the Rings series with The Hobbit. I actually didn't want to buy this specific copy because I was saving up / wanting the beautiful hardcover that costs so much. I just noticed that it's not actually in order because it's The Hobbit and then The Two Towers and then The Fellowship and then The Return of the King. So I have to fix that. But yeah, that's this shelf. Moving on, this shelf is another romance shelf. And yeah, by no means again that this is one of my favorite books ever, but I just really love putting all the romance books together because it just looks so satisfying. But yeah, here I have the Windy City series and I have the Rose Hill series over there with Wild Love and Wild Eyes. And at the very right, I have the King of Sin series by Anna Huang. So yeah, really enjoy this shelf as well. Moving on, I have the Magnolia Parks series over here. I actually had a Minecraft bee as a decoration somewhere here in my place, but I couldn't find it. So yeah, usually I would put it on top of the books because yeah, bees are a very big thing in this series. So I will look for them and put it on top. Yeah, I feel like it's just a good touch, a good decoration to put up there. But yeah, let's move on. Moving on, I have also a random assortment over here. I have the Caravel series, I have the Belladonna, the Cruel Prince, Divine Rivals, Powerless series, One Dark Window. Oh, I'm missing 2 Twisted Crowns. It's because I lent it to someone, but I think I would say this is just my random fantasy shelf. I don't know about Iron Widow because I haven't read Iron Widow, but I don't know. I feel like it's a good assortment. Below that shelf before, we have, I think from this point onward, I don't think we have sort of a proper theme anymore. Maybe there's a few more, but I think after this it's just very random. So here I have the Shatter Me series, and then I have the Inheritance Game series, and it's just all sorts of random books that I throw in here because I don't know what to do with them. So yeah, I will probably think about it more where to put things, but as if for now, I'm happy how it is and how all the books are just here and displayed. I really like it. Now moving on to the next shelf. Again, I don't think this shelf has any theme to it as well, but what I have over here is the Heartstopper series. I also have the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I really enjoy that series and I would like to, I don't know, maybe collect the paperback. Oh no, collect the hardcover. But I really love the paperback. I just hate that I got A Curse of True Love really tall like this, which is so, yeah, so just annoying. And yeah, the other 3 books on the right is just a Illumicrate books. And yeah, I haven't read any of them, so I cannot say much about them. This is this shelf. So moving on to the next shelf, this is another color themed mini shelf. I put all the black books that I have and just put it in here, and they're all the same height, so it's very satisfying for some reason. I really enjoyed it. And in here I have the Natural series, I have If We Were a Villain, the X-Hex, Sorceress Comes to Call. So yeah, really liking it. Moving on to the next shelf. This shelf has a proper theme to it. These are all the books that are unread. I mean, I have a few unread books scattered around everywhere. All the books that you see here, they are not read. So I thought I'd just put everything in one go so that I know that these are the books that I need to read instead of buying more books. Continuing to the next shelf. The angles here are getting very questionable, but the next few shelves these are just random books that I don't really care about displaying, so I will just show you real quick. This is one of the shelves that I have. Moving on to the next one. These are also the books. These are also another shelf that is just random. And in between all this random books shelf, I have this shelf, which is my nonfiction shelf. And I really love that I have read so many so far. And I would like to continue reading more nonfiction books. Moving on to the very last shelf, another random shelf. So that is it. It took me so long to film that video, and that video was so difficult to do because I am so indecisive when it comes to my bookshelves. I have a vision for them, but I don't know how to put them to life in a way because like some of the shelves that I did, it's over here, the black, white, and red, I adore. And my romance books, I adore. But then besides that, I just don't really care as much as I should. And I do care, it's just, I don't know, I just don't know how to make it look good, which is really difficult. But I'm honestly just really happy in how everything turns out. I really didn't think that I should probably put all the prettier shelves like down here, so whenever I film it's not like, I don't know, that you don't see all the good shelves. But either way, it's okay. I don't know if I want to reorganize my bookshelf anytime soon because I unhauled so many books. My bookshelves are pretty like empty. Obviously it's not empty, but it is emptier than before, which means I have so many shelves and so much space to just expand my collection. I really hope that this year I don't buy too many books. I want to buy books that I know I love. I want to grow like a collection that I love instead of just every books I've read kind of thing. So that's why I've been very picky in what I buy and what I don't buy and what I just get online kind of thing. Or yeah, that is pretty much the video. Thank you guys so much in watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.